Today we will be discussing the vulnerability of elderly people in financial planning. I'm Meredith.
I'm Ellie.
And I'm Jack.
The first policy problem is that elderly people are being preyed on by financial planners. Financial planners suggest high commission products or products that will not make the client the most financially well off. In a Wall Street Journal article, Wells Fargo's legal department claims that they used to have about 30 cases per month related to elderly issues around abuse or questionable decisions made by the financial planners. However, now they report an average of 100 cases per month. The elderly are becoming increasingly vulnerable due to memory loss and decreased decision-making ability. The elderly are more likely to accept financial products that their broker suggests without fully understanding the costs and benefits of each product, and are more likely to engage in fraudulent practices without knowing. By 2020, it is estimated that over 16% of the U.S. population will be over the age of 65. They will also own a large percentage of assets as they prepare to enter retirement. Currently, financial brokers do not have any requirements for reporting claims made against them. They also have different records state to state, which makes it challenging to see how many instances in which they've been caught taking advantage of the elderly.
With regard to market failures, regulatory agencies fail to share information and records pertaining to brokers who have been known to use deceptive practices. There are many different offices and agencies that regulate brokers and firms. Unfortunately, they are not sharing the information and data they have collected with one another. Regulation varies on a state-to-state basis, with minimal data being shared easily between states and agencies. Deceptive brokers are able to accumulate multiple offenses on their records without having to suffer the consequences for their actions. From limited available data, the Wall Street Journal identified 16 hotspots where deceptive practices were more prevalent than the national norm. In these problem areas, professional records of brokers indicate that brokers have received more client complaints regarding poor management of accounts. It was evident that many transactions did not appear to be in the client's best interests. Since the brokers have more information about the different products offered, they're able to persuade clients into financial transactions that may have high fees, high commissions, and be financially beneficial for the broker as opposed to being in the best interest of the client.
It is expected by consumers that these brokers have the implied authority to act with fiduciary responsibility on behalf of their firms with their clients' best interests at the forefront of the financial planning process. A hidden detriment exists since the elderly would not necessarily pay as much for the financial product they are being offered if they knew more about the product. They are also unaware that they are being harmed. If they knew what the other options were, they might not have made the same decisions that were made for them. The consumer losses are evident when the financial planner takes advantage of the elderly.
We suggest that the broker should have strict liability in cases where it is evident that the elderly client is suffering from memory loss and a decreased decision-making ability. This will encourage the broker to act in the best interest of the client and deter them from choosing financial products that will give them a high commission but make the client worse off. The broker and the financial firm would be liable if the client feels he was taken advantage of and the broker is proven guilty. The financial firm should be fined to deter the behavior and to set an example for what would happen to other brokers and firms if they engage in behavior that takes advantage of the elderly.
In a Wall Street Journal article, the financial firm Edward Jones describes an educational course on investment issues affecting seniors, how to deal with clients with diminished decision-making skills, and how to identify if a client may be vulnerable to exploitation. We suggest that more firms follow suit and add an additional program for their brokers. Last, FINRA should enact a policy to ensure claims made against brokers appear on the broker's licenses in all states. This will improve the transparency of information on the brokers across the United States.
We appreciate you taking the time for watching our video. Thank you.